Welcome back, travelers. It's fantastic to have every one of you here again. Today, we're taking a complete look at everything currently expected from the upcoming Genshin Impact version 7.0 special program live stream. This update is shaping up to be one of the biggest we've seen in quite some time, bringing major quality of life improvements, exciting gameplay additions, and a massive amount of new content. From the debut of brand new playable characters and highly anticipated rerun banners to a packed lineup of events and plenty of surprises still waiting to be officially revealed, version 7.0 is already looking incredibly promising. There's certainly a lot to cover, so let's go through everything step by step and break down exactly what players should expect once the live stream officially begins. Grab a seat, get comfortable, and let's jump straight into everything we know so far. Starting with the most important details first, the official version 7.0 special program live stream is currently scheduled to begin on Friday, July 31st at 8 a.m. Universal Time Coordinated -4. As always, it's a good idea to double-check the broadcast time for your own region ahead of time, because it's surprisingly easy to mix up time zones and end up missing the live stream altogether. Just like every previous special program, players can also expect 3 limited-time redemption codes to be revealed during the broadcast. Each individual code is expected to reward 100 Primogems, bringing the total reward to 300 free Primogems once all 3 have been redeemed. Keep in mind that these codes never remain active for very long and usually expire somewhere between 24 and 48 hours after they become available. Because of that, you'll want to claim them as soon as possible before they disappear. And if you follow me through the community tab or on my other social platforms, don't worry, because I'll be posting every single redemption code the moment they go live. Make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on so you don't miss a single update. Now, let's move into what is easily one of the biggest highlights of version 7.0, the official playable debut of Odette. Odette arrives as a brand new Cryo Sword character and serves as the primary enabler for the entirely new stellar reaction system. Her elemental skill creates a dancing duplicate that continuously applies cryo to nearby enemies, while casting the skill again performs a finishing duet that activates whenever stellar reactions are triggered. The core of her kit revolves around her passive talent, which transforms the traditional superconduct and cryo swirl reactions into the upgraded stellar conduct and stellar swirl versions, with their damage scaling directly from her attack stat. In other words, she effectively unlocks the entire stellar playstyle and acts as the centerpiece that allows these new reactions to function at their full potential. On top of that, current expectations suggest her second constellation may also introduce Resistance Shred, making her an even more valuable character and potentially one of the defining units of the upcoming meta. The second new playable character arriving alongside her is Alyosha, a 4-star electro-polar muser who is currently expected to be distributed for free through the Snezhnaya Archon Quest, continuing the tradition established by previous regions. His elemental burst summons his loyal hunting hound, Tugarin, which taunts nearby enemies while repeatedly dealing electro damage within its area of effect. At the same time, it also heals the active character and provides an attack buff for the entire team. For a character that players are expected to receive completely free of charge, Alyosha appears to offer exceptional value, especially because he provides the reliable off-field electro application that stellar conduct teams are expected to rely on throughout version 7.0. Of course, we also have the long-awaited Cryo Traveler. Players will naturally unlock the Traveler's new cryo element after progressing into Snezhnaya through the Archon Quest. In addition to receiving a completely new elemental alignment, the Traveler is also expected to obtain a darker blue Snezhnaya-themed outfit, or at least a temporary appearance used during portions of the story. Beyond the visual changes, current expectations also point toward firearm-inspired mechanics being incorporated into both exploration and combat, alongside a unique 5-star sword that further distinguishes this version of the Traveler from previous regional variants. Now let's move over to the banners because, quite honestly, this version is already shaping up to be an absolute Primogem nightmare for free-to-play players trying to save their wishes. Current expectations suggest that Phase 1 will feature the debut banner for Odette alongside a rerun banner for Flins. Looking ahead to Phase 2, current expectations point toward both Arlecchino and Inefa making their return together on the second half banners. Meanwhile, the new 4-star character Alyosha is expected to be featured on the Phase 1 banners as well. At the time of recording, we're now just one day away from finally finding out whether all of these current predictions turn out to be accurate or whether Hoyeverse still has a few surprises waiting for us. Moving forward, let's talk about the story content arriving in version 7.0 because the live stream is expected to give players their very first official look at the next major chapter of Genshin Impact's narrative. During the special program, we should see a preview of the launch Archon Quest, showcasing the main story acts that will be available when version 7.0 goes live. Several important characters are also expected to appear throughout these previews, although Hoyeverse will almost certainly avoid revealing any major story spoilers. After nearly 6 years of build-up surrounding the Fatui and everything leading towards Snezhnaya, this chapter represents one of the biggest narrative milestones the game has ever reached. Because of that, players should expect plenty of cinematic teasers, dramatic cutscenes, and exciting story moments, while the biggest plot twists remain carefully hidden. The Snezhnaya Archon Quest is currently believed to carry the internal title Everwinter without mercy. Although multiple Archon Quest cutscenes and several completion rewards have already been discovered within the beta files, we'll be staying completely away from discussing those so everyone can experience the story firsthand without having anything important spoiled. Beyond the Archon Quest itself, the brand new region will also introduce an extensive collection of world quests, giving players even more opportunities to dive deeper into Snezhnaya's lore while exploring everything the region has to offer. One of the biggest exploration features arriving with version 7.0 is the completely new train system. Players will be able to travel between stations they've already unlocked, summon the train and reposition it near designated railway tracks whenever necessary, freely move around inside the train while traveling, use it as a mobile exploration hub, and even access an onboard crafting bench during their journey. Exploration itself is also looking extremely rewarding throughout version 7.0. Players can expect to find countless treasure chests, environmental puzzles, hidden encounters, and numerous smaller exploration activities scattered all across the new map. Based on current estimates, simply exploring Snezhnaya should reward players with approximately 2,620 Primogems. On top of those exploration rewards, fully completing the new offering system is also expected to grant an additional 1,250 Primogems. When those rewards are combined, exploration alone becomes one of the largest Primogem sources available throughout the entire update, giving players even more incentive to thoroughly search every corner of the new region. Version 7.0 will also introduce 2 completely new artifact sets that appear designed around the upcoming Stellar Reaction system. The first set focuses on supporting Stellar-based teams by increasing the wearer's attack, while also granting a party-wide Stellar damage bonus after triggering the reaction. One of its biggest advantages is that the effect can continue functioning even while the equipped character remains off the field, making it particularly valuable for support units. Meanwhile, the second artifact set appears to be designed specifically for Stellar Swirl damage dealers and is currently expected to become the signature option for future cryo carries. If that remains unchanged, it will likely replace many of the temporary artifact combinations players have been relying on until now. Now, let's briefly touch on the Imaginarium theater because it appears to be receiving a fairly noticeable visual refresh during version 7.0. Several characters, including Columbina, Aluga, Kiera, and Flins, are currently expected to receive brand new thespian tricks. These special editions function as unique photo mode poses that players can unlock by exchanging toy medals with Wolfie, giving everyone even more creative options when taking screenshots and creating in-game photos. Alongside those additions, both Tartaglia and Xiao are also expected to receive brand new envisaged echoes. Unlike gameplay upgrades, these function purely as cosmetic sprint effects, allowing each character to leave behind stylish visual trails while moving across the world. Next, let's move over to the events arriving throughout version 7.0. As usual, the flagship event is expected to reward players with roughly 1,000 Primogems after completing all of its available content. Alongside the main event, several additional side events are also expected to run throughout the patch, providing even more gameplay variety while giving players additional opportunities to earn rewards over the course of the update. As for wishes, one of the biggest questions many players are currently asking asking is just how many pulls they'll realistically be able to save throughout the entire duration of version 7.0. Based on the current estimates available, players should be able to earn approximately 15,000 Primogems overall. That translates to roughly 95 intertwined fates once every available reward source has been accounted for. Those Primogems will come from a combination of limited time events, daily commissions, spiral abyss resets, quests, exploration rewards, and several additional sources spread across the entire patch. While nearly 95 wishes is certainly a significant amount, it still probably won't be enough to comfortably guarantee every character that players may be interested in pulling. Because of that, carefully planning your wishes and deciding where to spend your Primogems will likely be more important than ever once version 7.0 officially arrives. Finally, the live stream is expected to wrap up by highlighting the latest system improvements along with several quality of life updates arriving in version 7.0. While the complete list has not been officially revealed yet, players may see features such as inventory expansions, various combat refinements, improvements to existing endgame content, and the final balance adjustments for the new stellar reaction system before the update officially launches. As always, these quality of life additions may not grab the biggest headlines compared to new characters or story content, but they often end up having a noticeable impact on the overall gameplay experience and make day-to-day progression feel much smoother throughout the patch. And with that, we've officially covered everything that is currently expected from the upcoming version 7.0 special program livestream. From Odette making her long-awaited debut to the return of several highly popular characters and a packed lineup of events, this update genuinely appears to offer something for just about every type of Genshin Impact player. Whether you're planning to summon the newest characters, dive into an entirely new region, experiment with the stellar reaction system, or simply collect as many Primogems as possible before future updates, version 7.0 already looks like it has an incredible amount of content waiting to be explored. Every new detail that continues to surface only makes this update feel even larger than originally expected, and now we're only moments away from finally seeing everything officially revealed during the live stream. Now I'd love to hear your thoughts. What are you personally looking forward to the most once version 7.0 arrives? Are you planning to spend your Primogems on Odette, or are the rear-end banners proving to be even more tempting? Be sure to let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comments, because I'm always interested in seeing what everyone is planning to pull for. And as always, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss any future Genshin Impact updates as we get closer and closer to the official version 7.0 special program livestream. Thanks for watching, and I'll see all of you in the next one.
All right, now we're talking.